What's up, guys? I'm K. Scholl. Welcome to another financial awareness video. Well, on Monday, February 1st, Wheels Up announced that they would be going public through the SPAC ASPL. ASPL stands for Aspirational Consumer Lifestyle Corp. And one of the things that was mentioned in this announcement is that after this merger would be completed and they would be public, they would be trading under the ticker symbol UP, UP. And well, I cannot wait for all the memes that come out about this one. Wheels up to the moon! While researching this company and all the news when it came out, one of the things I found just hilarious was that they were describing this as some sort of a race to be the Uber or Airbnb of private aviation. So let's just start right there for a minute. Let's pretend, hypothetically, that you watching this video right now, you make $100,000 a year. Congratulations. At a $100,000 a year gross annual income, hypothetically speaking, let's just say you take an Uber ride somewhere and that Uber is going to cost you $40, which I'm sure some of you probably have already done. $40 divided by your $100,000 annual income is 0.0004% of your gross income. So I thought to myself, hey, if I'm going to invest in this company, I might as well download their app and give it a test drive and check it out. Hey, quick disclaimer though, I did take a starter position in ASPL. I'll explain more about that in a moment though. Booking flights online is nothing new. Places like kayak.com, booking.com, expedia.com, and a bunch of other ones as well. They've been doing this for years. So the software that's involved of doing this is not anything that's new, and you would expect that a company that's private going public that specifically focuses on customer satisfaction and high-end customer service, you would think that this would be a pretty smooth process of booking a private charter jet basically on demand. And as I downloaded the app and test drove it, I would agree it definitely does seem like a pretty smooth app and software. So I created an account and I thought, maybe I am some sort of high-level top executive for a banking institution that's based out of, let's just say, Charlotte, North Carolina. And myself, Christian McCaffrey, and two of our buddies want to book a flight to go from Charlotte to Jacksonville, Florida to go play at TPC Sawgrass, just like we see in those MasterCard commercials. You know, where all those four guys are putting away on the island green. Looks pretty sick. That's going to cost a grand total of, wait for it, $8,133. And if we apply the same 0.0004% of my income, that means I would have to be making $20 million per year in order for this to feel like an Uber ride. Just to get you from Charlotte to Jacksonville, Florida, which you could literally do on one tank of gas. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a big fan of setting expectations. So let me go ahead and set your expectations right now. We're not talking about you and I taking a private jet Uber ride a few states away just so that nobody has to drink and drive. We're talking about a pretty high net worth individual and a company that has brand ambassadors such as Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, and people that fly their dogs back home for the holidays. Yup, people actually do that. It's not just a scene from a movie. That really happened and it got tweeted. I do have some pretty wealthy friends and family, but this is a whole other level of wealth. If you're finding yourself in a pinch, you're not going to think, oh, no big deal. Let's just send the dogs back home on a private Wheels Up flight. So given all that, I think the people that will be customers of Wheels Up would not only be the uber wealthy, see what I did right there? But also businesses and companies are likely to be repeat customers as well. Because if you didn't know it, the pocketbook of the company is definitely going to be bigger than the pocketbook of the individual. I wonder what the executive assistant is thinking when her boss tells her to go ahead and book an Uber flight. Okay, so here are a few things you're going to want to know about this SPAC deal that got announced. This is going to value Wheels Up of more than $2.1 billion, which is twice its 2019 valuation. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter of 2021. The transaction will enable Wheels Up to accelerate marketplace growth and adoption, invest in adjacent lifestyle and consumer services to complement the platform, and drive global expansion. And then also buried in the middle of a letter to investors, which you can find on their investor website, it says this: proceeds from the transaction will be used in part to pay down debt and provide the company with strong financial flexibility to invest in the growth of the business. So I do like the transparency, and I do like that they will be using this to clean up their balance sheet, which will allow them the opportunity to expand and grow their business model even more. And here's some of the math behind the numbers. This is expected to provide $790 million in cash proceeds, with $240 million in cash from Aspirational and $550 million from a PIPE, or private investment in public equity. The PIPE investors include T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, Franklin Advisors, Durable Capital, HG Vora Capital Management, and Third Point, a hedge fund run by Dan Loeb. So there really is some real money behind this, and lots of companies hoping that Wheels Up will be successful. Hey, real quick, for those of you unaware, SPAC, SPAC, stands for Special Purchase Acquisition Company, and this is basically an easier way for private companies to go public. I'll link an article down in the description below to crunchbase.com, which goes into a little bit more detail, educating you about the difference between a SPAC and an IPO, which stands for Initial Public Offering. Bottom line, when you have a private company that goes public through an IPO, which is Initial Public Offering, that private company attracts investors and they go through multiple seed rounds of funding. I've actually got a video that talks about stock options for privately held companies that are planning on going public. I'll link that in the description down below as well. And then what happens is they have seed A, seed B, or a third round of funding, and the company attracts those investors, they invest in the company, and then they take it public through the IPO process, which can be a year or longer. And with a SPAC, SPAC, the Special Purchase Acquisition Company, the SPAC goes public first, usually with a pretty highly regarded team of executives that are able to attract investors completely on their own, with the intent that that SPAC will be actually purchasing a private company within the next 24 months. So in the case of Wheels Up going public through this ASPL Spac, you've got Ravi Thakran, who has a pretty awesome resume. He is the former chairman of LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And if you don't know what Louis Vuitton is, where have you been? Very high-end, well-known luxury goods services company. So he is the former group chairman of LVMH South and Southeast Asia, Australia, and Middle East, and former chairman emeritus of the Asia business for L. Catterton, the private equity firm that includes LVMH and Groupe Arnault as partners. So if you're looking for an executive to help take Wheels Up, a private aviation company, public, and you're trying to grow your revenue by servicing customers and clients in this high-end luxury goods services market, who would you want at the helm? I'd want a guy that has a resume just like this. Side note, if you haven't seen Bling Empire on Netflix, you're going to want to go ahead and watch that and throw that on your radar, because this company is basically an Uber ride for people like that. All right, so is this an opportunity for you? Well, maybe at least consider it, but I have no idea what your financial goals are or what your risk tolerance is. My wife and I have like 9 or 10 different investment accounts, and each one has its own unique goal, time horizon, and allocation of investments. So in full disclosure, I did take a small starter position within our non-qualified brokerage account, and my goal is to swing trade this based on momentum and charting analysis. I am a big fan of putting in a stop loss market order so you don't lose too much of your investment in the event this does go south, which is hopefully not going to happen to you and hopefully not going to happen to me, but you never know, and you should protect yourself. So if you don't know what a stop loss market order is, go ahead and look that up and Google it. With the larger airlines having such tight profit margins and a company like Wheels Up, whose customer base is such a small segment of the population, I'm not planning on holding this position long term like I'm planning to do with my SoFi Spac IPOE. In this video today, I'm simply sharing my thoughts. Yes, I was a financial advisor, but no, I am no longer a financial advisor. And more importantly, I am not your financial advisor. And you need to do your own due diligence to really understand your own risk tolerance to see if a company like Wheels Up through this ASPL Spac to see if this is a company you would be willing to invest in on your own. With all that being said, it seems as if some of the wealthy do go through their own fair share of ebbs and flows, but overall, the vast majority of them seem to continue to spend and travel. And with there being a larger emphasis on social distancing, I think that a lot more companies and people that are wealthy will start to choose private aviation, probably more so than in the past, and Wheels Up provides a great service for those that can afford it. Hey, if you're new to investing and not really sure how to map out an exit strategy for some of your investment positions, check out this video right here about how to start investing in the stock market. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate your time. See you in the next one.